The Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, has technically closed the door on Moses Kuria and Mwangi Kiunjuri. Mwangi Kiunjuri was considered to be one of the close allies of the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. As a matter of fact, Mwangi Kiunjuri was kicked out of government by President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for associating with the Deputy President side of government. Moses Kuria was also considered to be one of the close allies of the DP because of the fact that he comes from Gatundu South and therefore represents President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta in parliament. And despite that, he still stood with the DP. And Moses Kuria is also considered to be one of the most popular politicians from the larger Mount Kenya region. These two gentlemen were considered to be potential running mates to the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, in 2022. But because politics is a dirty game, Moses Kuria has already announced that he's not going to contest for any seat in 2022, but he's going to focus on selling, advancing, and promoting his political party in 2022. Mwangi Kiunjuri is also keen on promoting his party, the Service Party, in 2022. And he's also made it very clear that he's not going to fold that party because of experience. Both Moses Kuria and Mwangi Kiunjuri are experienced politicians. Moses Kuria was with Kibaki when PNU was formed. He was with Uhuru Kenyatta when the TNA was formed. He was with them again when Jubilee Party was formed. Mwangi Kiunjuri has been here, and in fact, he folded his party to join government. So these two politicians understand why they need a political party, especially to serve the interest of the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. But the Deputy President is making it very clear that if you want to support him, fold your party and join him, because it's not going to work with you without those parties. So the question is, why is the Deputy President locking out Mwangi Kiunjuri and his party, Moses Kuria and his party, and even someone like, say, Amason Kingi, who has formed his own political party at the coast and maybe would want to work with him? In this video today, I want us to look at why the Deputy President is not interested in forming any coalition ahead of 2022 general election. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. There's a video I did about Moses Kuria joining Ruto. I can see it's actually eliciting a lot of reaction. The truth of the matter is that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Let us continue waiting, because one advantage you have on this platform is that we normally make some predictions and they come to pass. Like I once predicted on this platform that should the UDA candidate win in Kiamba, the biggest loser was going to be Moses Kuria. And I also opined that Kiamba parliamentary by-election was going to mark the end of the Deputy President and Moses Kuria. And all these things are currently unfolding right in our eyes. Now, why do you think the Deputy President is not keen on forming or joining or allowing political parties to join his party? I want to be very brief. The first reason why the DP is not keen on that is the Jubilee Party experience. You know, William Ruto initially joined the Jubilee coalition through URP and Uhuru Kenyatta through the National Alliance Party, TNA. Now, in the last election, the Deputy President decided to fold his political party, URP party, and President Uhuru Kenyatta also decided to fold his TNA party. Now, the president was not going to lose anything because what he needed was a bigger political party. But the Deputy President had looked ahead and wanted a bigger political party which was going to control after that particular election. And they formed Jubilee Party. And this is the experience which the DP has learned the hard way. Although most of his supporters and allies were against the deputy president merging URP and TNA. But that was the best political move the DP ever made. Why am I saying so? By making Jubilee a bigger political party, it enabled the deputy president to today control Jubilee Party members of parliament from the larger Mount Kenya region. Let's face it, assuming President Uhuru Kenyatta had MPs elected on TNA and Ruto had MPs elected on URP, do you think the DP would have managed to work with people like Ndindi Nyoro, Alice Wahome, Moses Kuria, and all those members of parliament? It would not have been possible. It would not have been possible. And the DP understands this so well that if he allowed other political parties to emerge, especially in the larger Mount Kenya region, then those parties are likely to win some parliamentary seats. And therefore, he will not be able to control them because he can easily control party members of his party. Because for a long time, the deputy president was saying that he's a member of Jubilee Party, and these members of parliament were members of Jubilee Party. And the truth is, he was able to control them because they were members of Jubilee. There are even stories that there are certain members of parliament from ANC party, or even Ford Kenya, some or even in ODM, who were actually supported and funded by the DP in the last election. But you see, most of those members of parliament, he cannot control because they belong to another political party. Even their supporters cannot allow them to associate with the DP because they voted for those particular members of parliament or senators based on their respective parties. So because of that Jubilee experience, where he was now able to control larger Mount Kenya region because he was now the deputy party leader, he could tell who was going to lead there, who was going to be nominated here. He can't allow political parties to emerge. Number two, I think the DP is looking at managing the fallout within URP, within UDA during the nominations. Now, the truth of the matter is that the biggest elephant the deputy president is facing in this country is how to manage the nominations in Jubilee Party. How is he going to manage the nomination? Sorry, not in Jubilee Party, in the UDA Party. Because UDA is very popular in the larger Mount Kenya region. And it's also very popular in Rift Valley. And anytime a party is popular in a region, they attract so many aspirants. In the larger Mount Kenya region, already members of parliament who have stood with the DP are demanding that they must be given direct ticket. Some of these members of parliament are not popular on the ground. There are other popular leaders who have emerged and are ready to remove them. Because the truth of the matter is that 86% of sitting members of parliament normally don't make it to parliament. So if you look at the UDA, take for example the larger Mount Kenya region, most of those members of parliament are not going to make it to parliament. But because they stood with the DP, they expect the DP to give them a favor. So what will happen is that if the DP has, say, an opponent in Ndindi Nyoro's constituency, which is more popular, for example, or Alice Wahome's constituency, what will happen is that the DP can easily talk to this guy and tell them, let Alice Wahome serve, then after the elections, I'll make you an ambassador, or I'll appoint you to the government. So he can manage them from that. But he won't be able to manage them if some of these guys will make a decision that because Alice Wahome or Ndindi Nyoro or even Susan Kehika is favored by UDA, then they can opt for another political party which is associated with the UDA, with the Tanga Tanga movement, or with the Hustler Nation. Let's say with the Moses Kuria's party. At the end of the day, some of these people will end up winning, and the UDA will lose. So he doesn't want something like that. He wants a situation where when you are a UDA member, you decide when you to a UDA. So you go for a nomination as a UDA member. If you lose, you are convinced to stand down. So that's how he's going to manage that fallout, because the fallout is likely to end his political career if not well managed. Number three, I think the DP is also looking maybe beyond 2022 elections or after, because if his party were to win majority seats in parliament, in Senate, at the county assemblies, then they will be able to have that bragging rights that it's a national party. But let's take, for example, Moses Kuria's party competing with William Ruto's party and competing with Jubilee in the larger Mount Kenya region. Chances are, like, for example, if you look at the Kiamba parliamentary by-election, where that guy won, if Moses Kuria had a candidate, he would have taken some votes, and probably the Jubilee candidate would have won. So the truth of the matter is that the DP wants majority seats, and he can only get that by insisting on his political party. If he allows these other political parties to associate with them, they'll ride on that hustler narrative wave and win 1, 2, 3 seats there. But those seats, he will not have much control over them. Number 4, in my view, I think it's about political parties' funds. And in this, the DP is being strategic. Assuming he becomes the president and his party wins majority of seats, it means his party is going to enjoy massive funding through the political parties' funds. So that's the first strategy. The second strategy is that you lock out these political parties. If Moses Kuria's party were to be allowed freely to associate with the DP and win seats in central Kenya, some in Nairobi, some in Meru, and other places, he might actually qualify for political parties' funds. And that's what Moses Kuria is looking up to. So assuming Moses Kuria's party is going to qualify for political parties' funding, then what will the DP tell him? He's a party leader. He has his party running with members of parliament. He has qualified for political parties' funds, so he will not need anybody's money to run his political party. So the DP would not want a situation where these small political parties end up qualifying for political parties' funding. Because if they are stable, they will not depend on him after the elections. And some of these parties will actually strengthen themselves through that political parties' funding. So you would not want that to happen. And number 5, in my view, is the Nairobi politics. One of the biggest headache for the DP is actually the Nairobi politics. The truth of the matter is that Nairobi politics has always revolved about 2 factions. You are either with Raila and the other side. It was Raila Kibaki, Raila Uhuru. Now, the presence of the Kalenjins, because this country is tribal, the presence of the Kalenjins in Nairobi, in Mombasa, they are few. So they can't actually elect one of their own. Like Korir in Langata was elected not by Kalenjins per se, but by the number of Kikuyus in Langata. So the truth is, for the DP to succeed in Nairobi, he needs the support of the Kikuyu votes. And those votes can only be helpful if they are in one basket. So if the Kikuyu in Nairobi were to be allowed to vote freely, some voting for Kuria, some voting for UDA, some joining forces with ODM and Jubilee, you know, the chances are that the numbers he's looking into or up to will definitely go down. So because of that, the DP would want a situation where he projects his party and goes into the election with that one political party. And lastly, I think he's also keen on projecting a national image. The DP wants to appear as a nationalist whose party is actually enjoying national support. So that when you go to central Kenya, it's UDA. You go to Rift Valley, it's UDA. You go to Western, it's UDA. You go to another party, it's UDA. Because let's just face it, even Raila Odinga and his political party ODM are blaming these NASA coalition partners for the laws. Like in the last election, there are certain constituencies they believe that if they had campaigned as ODM, or if they had not allowed some of their members to contest on those friendly parties, then probably they would have won in those seats. But they lost. So the DP is keen on projecting a national image. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. And thank you guys for watching. I've been invited to a birthday party of a friend, Lennox Omondi of Kisumu County. So I'll be there. Enjoy your day, by the way. Bye-bye.